400 on the wireless after 6 last night. And I said something Mr. Keevans didn't like. He cut me off, but I might try again tonight. I asked him if the new call had a history. He started saying things that made no sense to me. And all I wanted was a bit of clarity. The phone went silent. Well, I'm not violent.
Super Scoreboard, your program is shite. Super Scoreboard, your program is shite.
Mention Sevco, you depart. I tried again tonight and all I had to know was Ali good enough or did he have to go? You blew a gasket and he banned me from the show. I wasn't sorry. Now I watch Corey.
Super Scoreboard, your program is shite. Super Scoreboard, your program is shite.
In my house and in my car, I find the panel's views bizarre.
Europa League would have an adverse effect on Celtic in the SPL, and it has. But John, if you're a man at all, you'll come back on here Monday night after the Motherwell game if Motherwell have won. And you tell me that Celtic's 6 points behind Motherwell, 15 behind Rangers. You come back then and tell me that Celtic will win this.
Super Scoreboard, your program is shite. Super Scoreboard, your program is shite.
Your verbal crap has got to go. Slow-witted men and holy joes. If you don't want the status quo, listen to Tommy in Glasgow's show.
A thing of the past. A thing of the past. Super Scoreboard, your program is shite. 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 Super Scoreboard, your program is shite.
It's spa time. It's not the way to do it.
Kick it.
Okay, party people in the house.
Pump up the volume.
Welcome to Free Radical Radio. Your host this evening, Tommy from Glasgow.
Thanks for joining us tonight. Tell 10 to tell 10, retweet to retweet. I spoke to somebody wonderful earlier on. Yes, I can confirm I spoke to someone very, very, very special earlier on. Just very briefly, and God willing, we're going to get him on later. Hail, hail. Yes, Celtic supporters, stand united. Stand tall, stand firm, stand united. Divided we fall.
Celtic supporters, faithful, true and true, over and over.
Spain, 'tis all the same, we'll go anywhere. We'll be there to cheer you as you travel on. You can take us anywhere, we won't let you down. Over and over, we will follow you. Over and over, we will see it through. We are Celtic supporters, faithful, true and true. Over and over, we will follow you. If you go to Lisbon, we'll go once again. In Zaire, you'll find us there, calling out your name. When you need supporting, you will always know. We'll be right there with you, everywhere you go. Over and over, we will follow you. Over and over, we will see it through. We are Celtic supporters, faithful, true and true. Over and over, we will follow you. Over and over, we will follow you. Over and over, we will see it through. We are Celtic supporters, faithful, true and true. Over and over, we will follow you. We are Celtic supporters, faithful, true and true. Over and over, we will follow you.
And thanks for joining us here. Thanks for joining us. We're live show, highly interactive. You can call the show at any time, at any point. It is any subject that you want. It's on 0141 416 1888. That's the year that our lovely club was formed. Just add the 416 if you're anywhere in Glasgow. If you're on a mobile, it's 0141. Always a code for Glasgow. 416 1888. You can give me a call. God willing, we've got a brother called Glasgow Road coming on. Spoke to me earlier on. We've now got tonight's discussion. We can talk about anything you want. As I say, anything you want coming out tonight. The Cardigan has done walking away. Yes, he's donned. He's threw away his cardigan. He's put on his orange sash and he's walking about like a Looney Tune. He's walking about like a confirmed Looney Tune. Is he in? Is he out? Is he shaking all about? What is going on? Third time lucky for Walt. Will he come back? Walt Disney Day walking away. Aye, right. He did it today. And the Green Brigade have been banned. A good day to bury bad news, shall we say? Would that be the thinking of the Celtic PLC? A good day to bury bad news. Wonderful stuff. Or was it pre-organised? But the Celtic Green Brigade, will they be meeting up? God willing, we'd love to get someone on from the Green Brigade, but if it's not possible, then just to let them know that the Celtic Community Radio here, we support them. We support them fully. We are now Celtic supporters. There is no distinction to be made here. When you stand shoulder to shoulder, you're either a Celtic supporter or you're not. There's nothing else in between. I'll never change the name of that. There is no in between. You're a Celtic fan. You might be a panty-enter. You might be a fundamentalist extremist. You might believe in fairies or wee green men or Chuckles Green. You might believe in Sevco. You might believe in whatever. The point is, if you don't get on with the Green Brigade, surely you can see what they bring to Celtic Park. To ban them is the wrong way. Surely people can see to ban them is a bad Very bad move. But listen, I phoned earlier on. If anyone has got Pedro Lawwell's number, we want to speak to Pedro Lawwell. Pedro Lawwell, I've invited him to phone me, to contact me, to speak to me. And God willing, where are you, Mr. Lawwell? Here's a call I made earlier on a live show I made earlier on, Black Ops time. I made a call earlier on, and here's a call earlier on I made to the Celtic Chief Executive Office. Celtic Chief Executive Office. This was in a live show earlier on.
Good afternoon, Eleanor speaking.
Oh, good afternoon, Eleanor. I'm phoning to speak to Mr. Lawwell, please, if he's available.
Who's calling?
My name's Tom Gold.
And can I ask what it's regarding?
Yeah, it's regarding the decision today to ban the Green Brigade.
I'll put you through to our supporter liaison officer if you can.
Excuse me, Eleanor.
Yes,
Eleanor. I'm working for Glasgow Radio Online, Celtic Community Radio. I'm a fans radio station. And first of all, I don't like being fobbed off. I've spoke to people, countless people in the Rangers Sevco hierarchy, and not once. I've even been offered Peter Lawwell's number by Imran Ahmed of all people, and I refused to take it because he says he would only give me it on the condition I wouldn't phone him again. Well, I don't phone him again, but I didn't take his number. Now, I want to speak to Mr. Lawwell. I've made requests to Mr. Paul Brennan repeatedly, and he's not been able to facilitate it. I am here asking is Mr. Tom Gold from Celtic Community Radio to be through to Mr. Lawwell. Am I going to be put into a queuing system? Am I going to be pandered off? Or is Mr. Lawwell wanting to talk to Celtic fans through my outlet? I'm doing a programme tonight at 5:30 from 7:30 where I'm encouraging Celtic fans to distance themselves from the rubbish that has been spun on Radio Clyde. Now, I trust that you're a good Celtic fan, Eleanor, and I'm only a good Celtic fan also. I try to be, and the decision has been made today. I would like to get Mr. Lawwell onto my show to discuss it. Now, is it possible to facilitate this, please, Eleanor?
I'm sorry, he's not actually available at the moment, but I'm happy to pass a message on.
Right. Forgive me for saying I've been a salesperson listening to people giving excuses to fob off appointments or to go away, and forgive me for saying it. I think I've just been given one from your good self, Eleanor. Now, when will Mr. Lawwell be available then today? Is 5:30 good for him, or would 6:30 be better?
I wouldn't think he actually would be available at that time at all, but
I presume he has a mobile, Eleanor, yeah? He has a mobile, because I'm about to request to friends out there for Mr. Lawwell's number. I was already given this number by someone who I requested it to get through to yourself. So I would like to be given Mr. Lawwell's number, or I will find it for another way.
Well,
it's simple as that, Eleanor.
That number on to you, but I'm happy to pass a message on for you if you want to leave your number.
Yes, my number is 0141 416 1888.
That's fine. We'll have you pass that message on.
And I won't appreciate anybody else other than Mr. Lawwell. Is that okay, Alan? And I'm sorry for being like this or talking to you this way. I'm hugely frustrated at my attempts to speak to Mr. Lawwell in the past, culminating with what has happened today. I'm passionate about my club, and I've got many problems with the way it has been run. Is it going to take a full-scale revolution, a la what happened 19 years ago, to show the Celtic Board PLC that the path that you're taking us on is a wrong one?
I'm sorry, I couldn't possibly comment on that. That said, I'm happy to pass your message.
Will someone give me a call then, Eleanor, please?
Pardon? Will
someone give me a call today, please? And I mean Mr. Lawwell.
I'll certainly pass the message on. As I said to you, Mr. Lawwell's not actually available at the moment, but I will pass your message on when it's...
Forgive me for saying at the start of the call there, it sounded like he was there, the way you were indicating it. If I'd said, I was Campbell Ogilvie or someone else, he would, oh yeah, no problem, here he is. If you forgive me for saying...
He's not available. It didn't matter who was calling. He's not actually available. That's the message I've given you. He's not available, but I'll pass your message.
Being a salesman of disrepute for many years, I've got a healthy I'm very sceptical about, excuses put across when I've been given them from yourself and attempts previously to speak to Mr. Lawwell, and I'm just, again, concerned that I've been fobbed off, and I don't like that, Ellen, and I'm sorry, you're doing your job, and I'll leave it with you just now, and have a good day, and I'm just here to do one thing, to register my objection to what has happened today, as a Celtic fan first and foremost, and I'm sorry really to bother you, Ellen, and God bless you. You take care, yeah?
Thank you. No
take
problem.
Care. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Yes. PLC, we want to fix you. We want to fix the PLC.
When you try your best best, but you don't succeed. When you get what you want, but not what you need. When you feel so tired, but you can't sleep. Stuck in reverse.
Good afternoon, understand.
Yeah, hi, I'm phoning to speak to Paul Shackleton, please.
Who's calling?
Yeah, it's Tom Gold.
I'm sorry, Tom Green?
Tom Gold.
Sorry, sir, I didn't catch that. Tom?
Tom Gold, yeah.
Okay, can I ask which company you're calling from, please?
Yes, the Rangers PLC.
1 moment, please.
Also today announced Rangers appointed a new broker. This is a new broker from Rangers. Announced the appointment from immediate effect of Daniel Stewart and Company PLC as corporate broker to the company. The name Paul Shackleton. This number, London number. Another new broker.
I'm sorry, sir, I'm getting his voicemail. I think he may be on the other line. Can I take a message for you?
Oh yeah, no problem. Then I'll phone back. Is he going to be in the next half hour, perhaps? I'm just about to go to a meeting myself.
I'm not sure. He's in a different office to me, so I can't
Have you got a different number I could phone him on, please? Have you got another number then I can contact him?
Yeah, let me try one of his colleagues for you. 1 moment, please.
We're on here trying to get the new director of Rangers. Not the new director, sorry, the new appointed stock advisor. Tell 10 to tell 10, retweet to retweet. We've got an action-packed show tonight, show.
Hi, sorry, I've just checked. Yeah, he's on the call, on the phone, but he should be off probably in about 20 minutes.
Okay, no problem. I'll call back then. Thank you very much.
All right then. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thanks, bye.
We've got an action-packed show here tonight. We're giving it live and direct. We're calling everybody to their phone book that matters. Everybody that matters here. We've got a number here that matters, certainly. Certainly got a load of numbers here that matter. And we'll give this one a call right now. Give me 2 seconds. Tell 10 to tell 10, retweet to retweet. It's correct Pop McDougall here. Hardcore up road. Right, you know the drill. When we get somebody good on. What's the drill? Anybody know? Retweet to retweet, retweet to retweet. Tell 10 to tell 10, let's get it going down. Right, here we go. Say your prayers time. Buckle in.
This is the Vodafone voicemail service for...
Right, stay there, crackpot, stay there.
This is the Vodafone voicemail.
Right, no good. It ain't good. Right, so we're doing shout outs here. We'll do some shout outs. And have I loaded that call up I did today? Well, I'll not play it now. We'll wait till now. So who was in? Free Gelly in first, 81, hail, Connor boy, Connor. Bless the Green Brigade. I couldn't possibly say that, Connor, but well done. The board and the board and Super Scoreboard, Sean, Mark Alexander, NCC Mick, Pat W, Barry boy. We've got a Walter Smith with a Celtic badge. Yes indeed, Ernie boy. Ernie Boy with the Pope emblem there. Free Gelly Boy, again, Pat W. Yes, we're all in tonight, all the crackpots. Edo, he signed himself in. You've all signed yourself into the Madhouse. So is it true now, not banned? Just on last warning, just seen that. They're not now banned. They're not now banned. Off. Right. Una can only listen till 6 and you've got to go and get the kids. Shocking, Una, shocking. You better phone in now, pronto, get your point in. You've got 2 seconds. 2 seconds for a 2-minute call, come on. GB aren't banned section is closed. Offer of relocation or refund on the table. Well, it's all semantics, right? That's the case, it's just semantics. Yeah, Celtic are banned. I've banned Celtic. I'm no longer a fan. I'm a supporter. I'm a crackpot supporter. I'm no longer a Celtic fan. You can say whatever you want. They banned them for doing some lateral movement. Hold on to unplug my sets now. Here we go. Some lateral movement. Right, we're going lateral here. We're bouncing about like a lateral numpty. Can you hear me? We're just bouncing about laterally here. So we're bouncing about like a lateral dumpling. Shocking, innit? How can you ban some people for jumping about laterally? Right, I've just banned myself for jumping about like a lateral nutter. A literal lateral nutter. Nutters are us, right? So there we go. We're doing the lateral huddle. When Walter goes for a womble. Lowell should be going after these corrupt bees at the SFA. Right, so we're getting to the bottom of this. No leaving your seats for a pie at half time either, says Free Gelly. The Lying Awake, 67 shed. Says if it wasn't for the Green Brigade Celtic part wouldn't be the same. Free Gelly, offer of relocation or refund on her. They were warned of this and lessons, you can't blame Celtic. Oh, Connell, strong words there, Connell boy, 67, it's 0141416 1888 if anyone wants to defriend the Celtic PLC. Then there's a number. Give me a call. Don't be shy. Give it a try. Don't walk on by. It's like one of those bucket lists. Phone a crackpot should be there with walking the 7 wonders of the world, going to an El Clasico, going to see the Great Wall of China. Phone a crackpot. Take on a crackpot. If you've got a different opinion, then come ahead if you think you're a crackpot enough. No fighting, just a verbal fisticuffs. Peaceful interaction, that's all we're looking for. No verbal threats, no threats of violence, no threats to meet up at the Crawford roundabout. It's Crackpot McDougall time. Tell 10 to tell 10. We'll retweet to retweet 0141416 1888. Last week when I was asking people to call, there was a problem with the system, so you can give me a call right now to make sure it's all up and going. 81. Right. Arthur Russ is in. Right. Tom Green. Yes, indeed. Tom Green, Tom White, Tom Gold. There is a Tom White. His name's Charles. Craig Thomas White. Right. So we're all in. I'm just reading through it all out. For Archie. Sell. Right, so GE boy, Peter, these are all in there, Pat. Right, here I'm just going through it. Anyone want a cardigan? Walter, yeah. Oh, sorry, no bad language can be spouted here. To keep it clean. That's true. Well, I'm keeping it clean. You can do what you want. If I start suffering for Tourette's because you have sparked me off, then there'll be a full-scale investigation by the same people who did Chuck Green's investigation. I watched that whole video today, the extended interview. I listened to all the Charlotte Fakes recordings for the first time today with him and old Whitey boy. God bless you, Craig Whitey. I'd only listened to a wee bit of it. Now today I've listened to it all fully. So we'll get Barry in here, so we'll get a full house. All the crackpots are in. And I'm just reading through it. Right, that's me up to date there. So shout outs, anybody on the Twitter, give us a shout, give us a retweet, tell 10 to tell 10. God willing, is the Homeboys on later on? Homeboys from 7:30. This is a precursor to the main show. You can go and listen to your brain dead zombies greeting like half-wits later on. You can listen to them all greeting like half-wits on the podcast. Tell 10 to tell 10. This is a Celtic radio fan phoning here for you to get your opinions off. If you're a panty wetter, then come ahead if you think you're hard enough. If you think here that it's okay to have the Green Brigade banned, moved, shut down, closed, whatever you want to call it, then come ahead, put your point against me. I think it's bang out of order. Right bang out of order. That a group, whenever has a group of Celtic fans, supporters, Celtic supporters, not been banned but told that they're part of the ground that they can't go to. One step away from a ban. Right, so earlier on there we spoke to Eleanor on the hotline for Peter Lawwell, refusing to put me through. So we're asking for anybody here who has got a number for Peter Lawwell, Mr. Peter Lawwell. Someone the other day helped out with a Pat Nevin number. People have gave me all sorts of numbers. So we put the call out. Anyone at all with Mr. Peter Lawwell's number. In fact, I know someone who offered me 1-4 previously, and we're going to phone him now. Probably not a cat's hell and chance of getting a hold of him. But if you don't buy a ticket for the raffle, you'll never win a lottery ticket, as old Minty used to say. So we're going to get a good brother on. We've got Glasgow Road coming on just after 6 o'clock, God willing. God willing, Celtic, a good Celtic fan. I'll just try to copy this number in when I'm trying to talk to you, which I can't do. I'm hopeless at doing. Right, there we go. We're in. 07. Right, good to go. Yeah, Glasgow Road. A good Celtic brother. We're going to get him on, chewing the cud, and anything in particular.
This person's phone is switched.
See. Right, stay there, Crackpot, stay there. We're going to get another number. You can come in. It's a highly interactive show for you, Crackpots, to phone in at any time to put your point across. Come ahead if you think you're crackpot enough. Come ahead if you think you're crackpot enough. A fair verbal fight for the nation, for the people to hear out there. I offer you this platform. If you think the Green Brigade should be banned, if you're happy with that, if you think their section should be shut down because of alleged pyrotechnics and lateral movement, then come ahead, bump your gums, or forever hold on to your peace. Right, the cardigan has walked away. Where has thou cardigan gone to? Where has thou cardigan gone to? Anybody know? Answers on a postcard for the cardigan. Where have you gone to, cardigan?
This is the Vodafone voicemail.
Oof. He's banjacked his phone. Maybe I've missed a chance with him. Although I can't put that recording on now. Right here. When did I say 20 minutes I would phone that crackpot? When was that called to the English one?
Thank you for calling Celtic Football Club. You're through to the Chief Executive's office.
I know the other now. Right, so 30 minutes. She did say 20 minutes. She did say 20 minutes. That's 13 minutes. So God willing, we're going to get a chat with, let's see a message out. Bellboy, it's 1967. Stevie retweeted me. Thank you, Bellboy. Thank you very much, Bellboy. No Passeran. 4 others retweeted me. Show now live. Lewington Smythe, the 3rd. Or is it the 4th? Kenny 3rd, aye. Glasgow Road, Sean Gatland. No Al Casio Moderno. It's very hard to see that there. It's a crack. Happy Hoops, 67, thank you. Baron is Greenback. The old Greenback is here. David O'Neill, thank you very much. Right, oops, I've lost that. Scroll far too down. I'll retweet that there. Right, if you just put it out there, because I'm struggling to put anything on, I'll just put a favourite and a retweet so as it goes back out for myself. Thanks, David O'Neill. So, anybody want a shout out? Anybody want a follow? Just put it there, give a follow. We will follow the Tims happening Crackpot on your way to Ibrox to do an exclusive. Lowington Smythe, no, I'm on my way to the Crackpot Towers. We're sitting here in Crackpot Towers tonight. Peter Barnes, not been tuned over the weekend. What's happening? I take it the Mighty Jers are on a sound footing and marching on. The Who? The Mighty Who? The Mighty Sevco? Never heard of Lynn Phillips. You're there, Lynn Phillips. We're on the now, Lynn. We're on the now. Never heard of the old Tribute Act Rangers. I thought you may have offered him a position on the show and that's why he quit. Better pay. Well, I don't know. I would offer Walter Smith, if he wanted to pick up his phone, me a call on 0141 416 1888 if he wants to come ahead, if he thinks he's crackpot enough. Then yes, God willing, we will get him on the line. We will put him on. We will get him on this show. We will get him to talk. Not a problemo. It can be done. We have the capabilities to do it. We have the capabilities to get him on here if he wants to come on. Chew the cud. Then yes, it can be done. Come on, pick up. Come on.
This is the Vodafone voicemail. This is the Vodafone voicemail service.
Right, not a problem. Do you know who we should get on? We should get this crackpot we had on a while ago. Stay there, crackpots, we'll see if we can get this guy on. Thanks to the good brother who did something earlier on there today on the request front. I put a request out as a follow-up and we're following it through. Yes, we're doing a follow-through. Follow-through of a follow-up of a call that I did a week or so ago. Oh, where is it? Where's his number? Hold on. Must be somewhere. I wait to see the date. So when was that? That was only a month ago. So stay there, crackpots. Just want to work this thing out. No, 7 days. So it's a wee bit further back than that. So stay there. I just need to find it. Right, stay there, crackpots. I'm just scrolling down to find a number here, God willing. Where is it? I went too far. I'm just trying to find it. What date was that on? So it was on. I could find it if I went further back down. I need to go further down. It's further down. I had it earlier on. I meant to save it further up, but it's remarkable the number this guy has got. Remarkable. There we go. Totally and utterly extraordinary. Here we go.
Hello.
Hi, Gordon Smith.
Yes, speaking.
Hi, Gordon. It's Tom Gold, Glasgow Radio Online. Just here to get your take. Right? Yeah, not bad, Gordon. I was just here to get your take, if you're free just now, 5 minutes regarding Walter Smith leaving today as director chairman.
Well, I've already done. I've been doing stuff for the BBC and all that. You know what I mean? So I don't know whether I should be doing anything else when I've done that. You know what I mean? So.
Okay, you got to look after the fans, Gordon. I mean, the BBC's too mainstream. You're down with the street. You're a street guy yourself, Gordon. So everything for yourself. You can be more yourself. The BBC's all tongue-tied and twisted. You can be yourself here, Gordon. We don't pull the punches.
Are you on just now? Are you doing it?
Yeah, live show, Gordon. Yeah, live show here, live and direct.
But you're on right now.
Yeah, of course.
You should have told me you were on right now.
That's what I'm telling you now. I told you. I'm live and direct from a crackpot machine. Live and direct, Glasgow Radio Online. As I say, I mean, do you think it's a good move from Rangers' point of view, or do you think this will increase the turmoil in the boardroom?
Well, it is going to increase the turmoil. I think that that's what I think is going to happen. I think that whether it's a good move or not, I couldn't say, because I think Walter Smith was bringing a degree of stability to the club. You know, he was doing that was his main role, was to be in there as chairman, to let everybody see that things were above board and he was the chairman and he was taking things forward. So I think that was, from the Rangers' point of view, it was to keep things on that basis.
And have you got anything that you can share regards to the way it's happened then, Gordon? Do you get any inside scoop on the developments or what's going to happen now?
No inside information at all. We're waiting. Walter Smith's going to be making a statement seemingly, and I'd be interested to know. But I mean, obviously there can't be any question that it must be a reaction to what's happened since Friday with Charles Green being brought back in as a consultant to the club. You know what I mean? So according to what we're hearing, is Walter voted against that. So
was there an extraordinary meeting that called today? Was it the directors and all that called today? Is that what was it a board meeting and then resigned from that? Is that what you're led to believe as well, Gordon?
I don't know if they were called today at all, but I just know that he resigned. But I don't know if there was any directors meeting today. But all it was the fact was that Walter has resigned today. You know, after everything that's going on over the weekend, there must be a degree of relationship between what's happened on Friday with Charles Green coming back, because we understand they said there was a vote on it and Walter Smith voted against it. That's what the media are saying. So I can only assume that is the case.
And with regards to Ali McCoy's being there as a job, and for these comments that he made against Charles Green and Walter moving away, do you feel that puts Ali McCoy's position in a even more of a sugary peg now? Because obviously it's a clear indication that the other side that he's against, you know, maybe the Walter Smith side and other people, is maybe on a losing battle, that Charles Green or who he represents may be winning. And with these comments, I mean, it's quite extraordinary comments you have to concede as well, Gordon, that a manager would make. You know, it's tantamount to civil war in the boardroom. What's your take on it from that side, Gordon?
It was strong comment to me, which definitely shows there's going to be no love lost between Ali McCoy and Charles Green if he comes back. But the thing was, Ali, and Charles Green's statement, he was very complimentary of Ali McCoy. He's a good guy. And he also said that his role this season is to win the league and to win a cup. So Rangers have not played a single league game yet, and they've got 2 cups still to play in, Ramsden Cup and the Scottish Cup. So, you know, you can't make a decision based on it at the moment on Ali McCoy when what you're saying is you're saying he has to achieve those things, then you got to let him do it. So I don't think Ali McCoy's position short term is under any pressure.
You don't think his short term positions there is under pressure? You're thinking it's more long term?
It would be long term. It would be consideration based on the fact is it would be based on obviously how things go as the season progresses. You know, so that's what I would say that you know, I don't think he's going to be under any short term pressure.
Yeah. Well, thanks a lot for that, Gordon, because obviously it's an extraordinary way that the club has now been taken down. It's strange times, whether you call it a new club or an old club or whatever. But for Rangers fans out there worrying for themselves, is there a message you want to send to them? I've gave you it nicely there. I could have called them, as I normally call them, Sevcovians. But obviously, I mean, if you want to give them some words of solace if they ever listen to a crackpot myself. I mean, for yourself being a Rangers, ex-Rangers player and seeing it suffering, it can't be good times as a Rangers fan. I mean, I'm sitting here smiling with a jelly and ice cream on tap, Gordon, like all the other Celtic fans, but it's good to watch. I mean, but obviously for Rangers fans out there suffering, it can't be. I mean, do you foresee better times? Do you see greener pastures coming on for Rangers at some point soon?
Scottish football needs a strong Rangers and Celtic, because that's where the game, that's when our game's strong. Otherwise, we're a small nation. We've got other good clubs, great teams over the years, but we're a small nation apart from the fact we've 2 major clubs, and I hope Rangers can recover and come back. Rangers are a new business, but they're not a new club. Rangers are the club. They've always been 141 years, but they're a new business, that's for sure. And let's hope that the business side of it is taken care of, and Rangers can go forward and they can continue to grow and come back to where they should be in the Scottish game at the very top. Surely
with all the same stuff that happened a year or 2 years ago and stuff that you saw in yourself there, Gordon, surely the stuff that's happening now, it seems like no change. It seems like everything is de rigueur.
Well, it is a change, though. It is a change on the basis that there's a competition, obviously, for people who want to take over the club. So there is still, as it was not 2 years ago, a year ago, when everything took place, there was people did see Rangers as a viable business.
What I was meaning is no change in the the sense that how it's been run, that if you look for consecutive regimes, you're talking David Murray, Craig White, and now Charles Green, Craig Mather.
Yeah.
It's been one of a total unmitigated disaster. The club, regardless of what you say, being a new club and being reformed, they haven't paid their bills to the butcher, the baker, the candlestick maker. Outstanding tax cases, PAYE still not paid. There's even rumours, I don't know if you want to comment on that they're going through the same process of bills not being paid just now. And even a rumour that something could be happening on the stadium front, that a licence or something may be revoked or something from Glasgow City Council. So what I was meaning was, it seems that the same...
No, I would just finish by saying, my last comment is just to say, I just hope that Rangers can recover from this and this instability comes back. That would be my final comment on it. Okay?
Gordon Smith, you take care. All the best to yourself, your family.
All the best.
God bless.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Gordon, you can't say further than that. And at least we got an expert on there, an expert from the Cardigan Brigade. Right, that's him off. Right, next person. Next. Hey, what number are they putting on here? I think we'll put this number on, right. Hold on, stay there. So the number is 01414161888. 01414161888. Oops, yes, indeed. The share guy, the English guy, let's get back down to them. Let's get down to them. The new share people brought in today. Right, let's see that. Hold on. I just saved that one there. And those people we phoned earlier on, here we go. What was that guy's name again? Hold on, quick, get it. Go. London Stock Exchange announcement today, new stock exchange announcement. New appointment of Daniel Stewart Company, Paul Shackleton. New broker of the clergy. We're trying to phone to speak to the new broker of the clergy. Oh yes, hi, good afternoon. I'm phoning to speak to Paul Shackleton, if he's available, please.
Yes, class is calling.
Yeah, hi, it's Tom Gold.
Tom Gold?
Yeah.
Okay, and so where are you calling from, sir?
The Rangers.
Okay, 1 moment, please.
Right.
Hello, Paul Shackleton speaking.
Oh yes, hi Paul Shackleton, my name's Tom Gold. It's regarding the Rangers Football Club. I take it you're now the new nominated broker?
That's right, yes, yeah.
Yeah. Well, what it is, obviously, they've been passed about from pillar to post. I mean, they've had more brokers than your usual tart and Sucky Hall Street as numbers. So we're just wanting to get the bottom of it. What's your new role here for selling the Bears shares? Because we've got Archie over in Toronto. He's on a sell. I mean, are you on a sell, or is it buy?
I'm not quite sure what you mean by that.
Right, no.
Tom, are you a private shareholder or are you a journalist?
I'm a major investor, yes, indeed, and I'm very, very seriously concerned with the way this is going, and I want to get at the bottom of possible some criminal activity, not from yourself, I may hasten to add, Mr. Shackleton, or from your company, but what has been going on. Do you realise that the entire mess that you have just walked straight into?
We are aware this has not been a happy ship for a period of time. But it's a good, it's a good brand, and it'll hopefully survive.
And you say you're aware? Are you fully aware of how unhappy a ship it has been, Mr. Shackleton?
Well, I think I am.
yeah, I mean, you might know something that I don't, but
well, this is what I'm here to share with you, Mr. Shackleton. Obviously, you're a new kid on the block. They had previously nominated advisors. I think they're still working as at Strand Hansen. They previously had Senkos to that, and I mean, I sat in the boardroom with Mr. Imran Ahmed. I don't know if you've had any dealings with him.
Sorry, with Mr. Who?
Ahmed, Mr. Imran Ahmed.
No, we haven't. We know who he is, but we haven't dealt with him.
Has it been just through Richard Hughes at Zeus then, yeah?
Sorry, say that again?
Has it just been you're dealing with through Richard Hughes at Zeus Capital then, yeah?
No, we've been dealing with the board.
Oh, Brian Stockbridge, it's the Rangers, yeah.
Yeah, and others, yeah.
Yeah, well, their board is numerous. You know, they've got Margarita Holdings. I'm just waiting for Pepperoni Holdings and Spicy Ham Sandwich or something to come on. I mean, Margarita Holdings, who are they? I mean, this club has been run into the ground by consecutive regimes, from David Murray with his voodoo economics, his Ponzi scheme, where he managed to utilise his friendship in the Edinburgh banking cabal, were able to ramp up and leverage his funds from the bank to over 700 million. He managed to fence off, obviously, part of the lovely capitalist system, which he can do, and he fenced off Glasgow Rangers, run it aground, sold it for the miserly sum of £1 to Craig White, and we're led to believe that, this was a fair sale. A lot of people are pointing out that, why would a Knight of the Realm want to have on his hands the total crash and burn of a major Scottish institution such as the Rangers? And as you put it, this ship has been run aground, I would say, on purpose, because when you quote a company at over 100 odd million and you sell it for £1 with liabilities to the taxman of millions for complicated earnings benefit trust schemes that were there. And the point I'm getting to, sorry for taking your time, Mr. Shackleton, tonight, is the fact that this club has been run, it seems, by the same kind of voodoo economics or shysters, dumb schmucks, or whatever you want to call them, but it seems it's been passed about from one shyster to the other. I mean, it really is despicable, because the state of Scottish football started off by Mr. Murray, who passed the buck, as I say, for a lonesome buck to Craig White, who then didn't pay his PAYE or the tax, and now there's rumours that they're going through that same process where the tax man has been bumped again. This doesn't seem like a good company to you, does it, Mr. Shackleton? Will you explain this before you come in as nominated advisors here?
Well, we're not the nominated advisor, and if I'm sounding a little bit picky there, I'm not trying
You're
to
a broker,
be
sorry.
We're the broker, and that's a slightly different role.
Because Strand Hansen are now the nominated advisor.
Yeah, yes, they are. Yes, and they are. They're a decent firm, actually. I know some of the guys that work there. They will do what they can. I mean, at the end of the day, we are all brokers or nominated advisors. We are advisors. We're not directors, and we don't run the company. So to a certain extent, that there is a limit to to what can we do, what can be done. We all try and advise and sort things out. And I think I think that the problems that this club have faced have been, I mean, there's no, one can sort of paint it with glib words and stuff, but it's not been desperately clever. It is, we very much see our role is to help stabilise it. And
how would you do that? How do you see your role? How would you be able to stabilise it, Mr. Stock?
Well, I mean, look, I can't go into all sorts of details because it's a public publicly traded company. But
no problem, Mr. Shackleton.
But there are lots of things that we can do to support, and as the broker, our main objective is to make sure that the share price accurately reflects the value of the company, and if the company needs more money, that we help the company raise money. Those kinds of things.
I mean, last year, this time last year, right, the full liquidation of the old club Rangers hadn't begun. It became fully liquidated. BDO stepped in on Halloween, the 31st, Old Hallows Eves. BDO stepped in, and then they were liquidised. Now, at that point, they issued a new share issue, and just a month before that, I sat in the same office with Mr. Imran Rahmed, who's part of the Zeus Capital, part of the people who bought into it, a major dumb schmuck shareholder, as he called himself, brought many of the investors who now control over 50% of Rangers, that when he came into play, and I says to him, this is one of the most craziest plans, that the shares of the Bears from previously on the old co were still to be ripped up. This was in early October when I was in our Girl Suite boardroom, and I says to him, this is one of the craziest plans. You haven't ripped up the old shares, and you're going to ask for the craziest fans in the planet for more money. And they did that spectacularly before Christmas. And this is what I feel is the scam now, because what club it was sold for £1 to Craig White, who then ran it to the ground by not paying his PAYE, his tax bill, and the butcher, the baker, the candlestick maker, leaving a trail of debt, your tax bill of over 10 million, a disputed bill of over 50 million for your tax bill, plus the butcher, the baker, candlestick maker, who have suffered to the tune of about 30 odd million. And so Mr. White comes in, he does a bit of hocus pocus, the club get liquidated, and then at the other end, some people who can claim ownership now are the Green Brigade of Charles Green, Imran Ahmed, Richard Hughes of Zeus Capital, and Brian Stockbridge. They have resumed control of that club, and they're in the process of running it to the ground, and that's all well and good. But if it's a full of criminal activity, if it's a hive of Neanderthals running it to the ground, surely, for your good self, you should be looking in as a broker to sell. How can we get? Being an owner of the shares, is there a way that I can cut my losses by selling? I mean, can I sell short? Can for an example, could I set up an account with yourself to sell short these shares to cover our losses? Because the shareholders who came in, like Margarita Holdings, Charles Green et al., came in at 1 pence, but mere mortals who were asked to invest at Christmas at 70 pence. Now we're taking a loss of about 40 odd percent, nearly 50% here. Is there advice you could give us to set up a margin account with yourself to sell short on them? Are you able to facilitate that?
That is something we probably could do. I am on the corporate side of stuff, so I can't get. I'm not licensed to in this ever-regulated world that we operate. I can't set up your personal dealing accounts and stuff. I can put you in touch with a guy here that does, and get him to. If I get him to give you a call back.
Yeah, that's interesting, because just now, I mean, I don't mind holding the shares. My previous shares, we had to all rip up and let go back last year before this, Phoenix from the ashes rose up, and then all the people who were the shareholders at 1 pence, well, ordinary mere mortals who were asked at the time of December to front up 70 pence. Now it's been rode down to about 40, I think it's at 40.5 pence just now as we speak. And that's what it's traded at today. So that's a good over 40% loss to all the Bears with the shares out there. Even old Archie over in Toronto, if he had any, would be selling, That's my good brother over there. And it's absolutely pandemonium for the Rangers fans out there. They're taking this loss. I mean, for all us high net worth individuals, we can front up and possibly... This share could go all the way back down to a penny here, to be honest, Mr. Shackleton. I'm looking at it here. This is Lehman Brother territory, because the way this company has been run, do you know that there's a safety certificate for the ground that is in doubt, that has been issued by the council, but and there's also claims of a repair bill of about £170,000 to a company that's not been paid. No company worth their salt will give them credit at all. It's cash up front for every Scottish company, because they've seen the way it's went on, and they're continuing in this vein of crashing and burning. They've sacked players, they've brought more players in. There's so much dispute about this club. I mean, they brought you in as a broker today. Did you hear the other news that was put in today, where the cardigan put on his sash, threw a cardigan away and walked away again? Walter Smith. It's pandemonium at the Cludgy, Mr. Shackleton. I'm just putting these concerns to you as a disgruntled fan that you should be very careful where you're treading from now on, because there are a bunch of shysters out to shaft.
Look, we've gone into this with our eyes open, and we are aware that for very good reason there are a lot of people who are feeling very very hurt by what's occurred in the past. We're interested, and we listen to what shareholders have to say. Small shareholders, as well as the big institutions. But we don't run the company, and at one level, I can, while I empathise with you, I can only go so far because I'm not a director of the company, and we're here to there are people that want to buy the stock. We think that there'll be people in Asia that will be keen to buy shares. There'll be people for whom the brand's important, and who may take a longer term view. There are people locally who are disgusted with what's happened and maybe selling the shares. And there's a whole, there are lots of different ways of looking at it. I mean, obviously, if there's criminals involved, then that's pretty serious. But I think that the company has been through a process of trying to identify whether legal wrongs have been undertaken, and I believe that process has exonerated the current management, certainly.
Well, I mean, if you look what's happened, I mean, it's still hotly disputed between the people who were previously owned to it, a disgraced director who set up a company. It was a holding company meant to be Sevco 5088, which is a holding company that was set up along with the current owners, if you like, Mr. Green. And people would say that Mr. Green was put up there as a patsy, as a front for Mr. Imran Ahmed, who, as I say in a call to myself over a year ago, admitted that he had fronted up over 50%, over 20%, 20 of the investors there were his people, and they sold up to, probably about 40% of the shares, keeping the original holding. They started that at 1 pence, so all their 20 shareholders or whatever it was, investors, private investors, Margarita Holdings, Blue Pitch Holdings, Pepperoni Co or whatever, they all claimed their stake at a penny. And mere mortals who come in and if you bought £50,000 worth of shares, you're down to 30 grand. I mean, there's Rangers fans out there who are sitting on a loss like that, who come in at Christmas time having been sold by Mr. Imran Ahmed, Mr. Charles Green, Zeus Capital, that this was a company. I mean, you just have to look at the prospectus, the share prospectus. I mean, there's a saying up here, I think you should become familiar with it, Mr. Shackleton, moonbeams. And the moonbeams fraternity, because I've not had a media here to take them to task, because all the media here have been on the Succulent Lamb and been on message, that the moonbeams, that old minty moonbeams, Craigie Boy White and now Chuckles Green was able to do, about outlandish, wild claims and statements. I think you should check, or someone should check from the city, the outlandish, wild statements and claims made in that IPO share prospectus, and many of the claims afterwards from a director in a club, how they were going to be doing tie-ins with Manchester United, tie-ins with the Dallas Cowboys, shut deals with Adidas and various other things. Statements that they made were totally incorrect. In fact, totally incorrect. Based on half-truth lies. And putting them out as factual information. I would say there's probably cases there for, if there was any justice in the stock market, people there to do an investigation into what they've suggested, said, claimed in the last year. And if you look at it, they helped facilitate the from 1 pence up to 90 pence. They're selling out at whatever level. There's a lot of people benefiting, but equally there's a lot of people suffering. And the ordinary Scottish fan in the street is suffering just now, Mr. Shackleton. I mean, yeah. Apart from the fact that, I'm talking about how we're suffering through the austerity measures when this banking cabal in Scotland has allowed a an egomaniac to ramp up over 700 million worth of debt. The bank that liked to say yes folded, the taxpayer bailed them out. The part that was siphoned off, a la Rangers, it was sold for £1 with tax liabilities and all sorts. So the ordinary taxpayer, the ordinary person in the street has had to sit here and suffer while we've been told lies repeatedly by a club that is, just broke the rules repeatedly. I mean, I've not even begun to talk about the rules and regulations. Are you aware that this club last year was sanctioned by the governing bodies of the SFA with a crime that came just one step below max fiction? That was withholding tax on purpose and having a director who was already disqualified. And as I say, all the knowledge was out there, and the authorities, the relevant authorities in Scotland, did nothing, facilitated it, allowed it to happen. The corruption is endemic here, Mr. Shackleton. As I say, God bless and good luck for what you've stepped into. And if I could give you share advice, get on a short sell there, sell. Has your company got a position there? Are you advising people to buy the shares?
We haven't yet. We've just been appointed, so we haven't actually published any investment advice yet.
Who appointed you? The Rangers board? Is there a chance that you will go against the Rangers board and say we want to sell your shares, having them appointed you? Because surely then that would quickly unappoint, you know.
Well, that's always the risk of when you're a corporate stockbroker. But the city the city understands how it all works. I think it's
a public, it's ordinary shareholder in the ground, does it? No, I mean I know my stock loss, and I'm happy to take a loss in something.
To advise the private shareholders. I mean, our private client desk can, but that's independent of our corporate department. So we have these sort of Chinese walls that operate.
Yeah, of course, it's protection for yourself and your company so that you don't get shafted by the relevant authorities. I mean, wherever you take it, wherever you look, it's one cabal after the other, protecting. Cover your works or cover your backside. Take your pick of linguistics, that's what all corporate companies do, So, yeah, I can see what you're saying, but meanwhile, the previous brokers, the previous advisors, buy the shares up at 70 pence, and now they're down 40%. Haircut by ordinary people, when the previous brokers, the previous benefactors, people who bought in at 1%, we're going to do this, we're going to do that, 1 pence shares, and then they sell out. They can take their outlandish profits away while the ordinary person suffers. And obviously, companies like yourself can wangle out by saying, "There's a lovely wall we've got to protect ourselves with." It all stinks, Mr. Shackleton. You surely, as a person there, you can admit that the whole corporate system stinks to high heaven here.
Well, we will obviously do our best to make sure that everything is done properly. Mr. Gold, I am going to have to push off, I'm afraid.
Take care. You have a good night, though.
Mrs. Shackleton is expecting me back at headquarters fairly soon. So.
Mrs. Shackleton, all right, you better toddle off quickly. Hopefully, you've not got too far to go yourself. A long commute you've got to go.
I've got to go. I will go to the world famous county of Essex. But look, I've listened to what you've had to say. It is day one for us as broker. We're not, we don't run the company, but and we are mindful of what has gone on in the past. But if it's going to get better, it's going to need a broker, and it needs someone to step up to the plate and do what we can to try and match buyers with sellers.
Yeah, it's best of British, an old chap. You're going to need it with the people you've got there running it, because, as I say, they've had more brokers than a tart's had condoms in Sucky Hall Street. So best of luck with that, Mob. Best of British, because and then they have got a banning list. If you find yourself on the follow forum, you could be on the banned list. So that means you'll be persona non grata. So, but don't worry, just call myself and I'll pick you up. If you need a lift at the airport, I'll arrange for anybody to pick you up. We've got armour-plated Skodas here for your protection. Should it go belly up, Mr. Shackleton? Failing that, just stay in Essex. You'll be okay.
I'll consider myself warned off then.
All the best, Mr.
All right,
Shackleton.
Cheers.
Good
Bye-bye.
luck. Bye. Right, rather, Mr. Shackleton. Right, that's his card being marked. There, Mr. Shackleton. Right, we're telling 10 to tell 10. I need a wee break here. We're fixing you. That's us, Rangers. You are fixed. The Rangers brokers has been fixed. The newly appointed brokers. Right, we'll back in 2 minutes. Just got to take a wee break here. 2 minutes break.
and the tears come streaming down your face. When you lose something you can't replace. When you love someone but it goes to waste. Could it be worse? Lights will guide you home and ignite your bones, and I will try to fix you. High up above or down below, when you're too in love to let it go. But if you never try, you'll never know just what you were. Lights will guide you home and ignite your bones, and I will try to fix you. Tears stream down your face when you lose something you cannot replace. Tears stream down your face, tears stream down your face. I promise you I will learn from your mistakes. Tears stream down your face, lights will guide you home and ignite your bones, and I will try to fix you.
It's spa time. It's not the way to do it.
Kick it.
Okay, party people in the house.
Pump up the volume.
Godman, gonna get a good brother on here. Two seconds, we're just phoning someone here. There we go. So we're live with a crackpot. It's 20 to 7 in the evening. Thanks for joining me tonight.
Welcome to Orange Answer Phone.
Thanks for joining tonight. SB phoning you there, brother. I just copied and pasted what you gave us. Just phoned your mobile there. We'll give a shout out to everybody on the board here. Thanks for joining us. Mo Bangura picked up injury in training. It's getting harder and harder. Sean Lee, it's getting harder and harder to support Celtic, sitting back and letting the Govan Old Co cheat for 20 years and now attacking their own fans. Disgraceful. Hope everyone in the section takes their money back. I know I would. You're right, Sean. I mean, the comments I made last week, and it breaks my heart, the decisions that the PLC has made over the years and what they've done and where our club now sits. And I know that much good can be said of what the PLC have done in difference to what they have done at the other side of the road, but there's an old saying from sales, I always tend to fall back on sales quotes. Silence means consent. Celtic, by their silence, implies people could read into it, crackpots like myself are reading into it now and opining it with yous, that their consent to it. Why have they not spoke up? Possibly I could give you an excuse why they don't speak up is maybe if they go and complain to UEFA and UEFA look too hard into the complaint and they say, hold on, there's wide-scale corruption from the governing bodies, shut that whole country's football down, no teams in any European competition, and who suffers again? Yeah. So maybe that is an excuse I'm putting up for the PLC, but since they don't want to take my call or return my call, then, well, why? Why? Silence means consent. Right. Matt Quinn, I took it that the GB give in to Celtic's demand on lateral movement and they will look again. In other words, sit down, shut up and be Celtic. Right. I'll change this number here. Right. Right, we'll just go to... I'll put this number here, see if your brother, that's an old number I've got there anyway, just in case you were phoning it. That's an old number here, sorry, 2 seconds. Right, so we're doing this show up until half seven up until half 7 tonight. Tell 10 to tell 10, retweet to retweet. We're back on tomorrow, God willing, 6 o'clock tomorrow, God willing. I do believe, or maybe 6:15, Get your 10-minute news from wherever. Settle in to hear the brain dead zombies and come on and listen to me, listen to a crackpot. Every night, take on Clyde during the week. Someone earlier on says, oh sorry, it's a bad night for you to do it, I'm going to listen to the zombies. Yes, I can appreciate you want to hear the zombies greeting. The zombies will always be there greeting. I just get a bit sick of listening to them. Same old. But c'est la vie. This is a Celtic fan phoning. And God willing, if his brother doesn't pick up, we'll get another brother lined up. There's another person that we can line up. So tell 10 to tell 10, retweet to retweet.
Welcome to Orange Answer Phone. I'm sorry, but the person you've called...
Hang up. There we go. Right, here we go. Right, well, good brother, if you're listening, that's my number. You can call in 0141416 1888.
Hello?
Yes, Stephen.
How's it going? What's going down?
You tell me what's happening, what's the scoop? The Cardigan has walked away and the Green Brigade are out of section, what's going down?
Are they live giving me Sunday names now? I thought it was Peter phoning me up offering me a discount.
Yes, we've got soup and what do you call it? We've got soup and
Well, just that there's a very interesting debate going on at the moment.
Where?
On Twitter. It's quite disturbing for me that members who are actually sitting at 111 below the old perch, there's people sitting there tonight which involves their paid season ticket money, and they are finding out on social media that they're having to be moved feet. Now, I'm not going to. There's better, as I say to you, there's better educated people who can argue points. Now, where I sit, Tommy, to the left of me, there was a match before a
fans were moved, and this was going to be the greatest thing to happen to Celtic, because it was going to, because the failure of Celtic to fill a stadium that Martin O'Neill could fill when we bought big players, and we had atmosphere, and we had carnival, and we had the guys to go and watch. So we're basically sitting with a guy in charge who's got £20 million for either two players, a substandard product on the park. Fans have been moved now, and now a section of fans who sit below me, now, to be fair, they gave the people who sat to the right or the left of me a week's notice that, yeah, you've sat here for 18 years with your friends and family and loved ones and fellow supporters on your buses, but the part where you're moving, and there's people tonight only finding out, coming out of working class folks who go to games every week, support Celtic home and away, are finding out because of people on social media the fact that their season ticket's been moved. So I'm not going to mention the words Green Brigade, I'm not going to mention the word Ultra, I'm not going to mention anything else. Common decency. There's a fantastic statement being released by the Celtic Trust, by Jared the guy, over an hour ago, saying, we can work out. And Celtic, since they've been on air, Celtic's released a statement talking about various things, saying about the Glasgow Council were involved, the police, the ambulance service, health and safety, about what's been going on at the club. But see, I've absolutely got no problem that stuff can be sorted out. They can, it seems to be that at the moment at Celtic Park, there's an issue that comes up, whether it be pyrotechnics, whether it be people moving around. Me, for one, absolutely appalled that a club who promotes we're doing the huddle in the Champions League, which involves everybody in the stadium turning round and reversing and jumping up and down, and sometimes folk who maybe not into it, peer pressured into doing it, are sort of now people that sit down the stairs to me who do it on their own back are being told that that's one of the reasons that they're going to be moved out of the section. Now, Celtic's not fully closed the door on it, saying that it can be reviewed, and I'm not saying that there's fault here by all sides, but this has been like a sore that's been going on since the lies and nonsense that came from Dundee, when former players absolutely embarrassed themselves for writing for a raggy newspaper, getting a ghost-written article of absolute filth, saying that this mythical battle that went on up in Dundee, and it's since revolted further on. It keeps it goes and it comes, it goes and it comes. And we're looking at a time when there's a lot of people waiting, saying, self-congratulating themselves to the fact that, oh my God, look at the way Sheffield treated their season ticket holders. But what about the poor folks sitting in that section of the ground today, and the ones before the season being moved about and not getting any choice out of it? Is absolutely appalling, mate. And the only thing worse than Peter and the PLC and all his entourage is the compliant onesie wearing. I'm not even going to use this terminology because it's been beyond that. It's the blind mind control, a certain element of our support to blindly believe people who we pay their wages. They are not Celtic. They are employed and paid by us. We are Celtic.
Did you hear the call I made there to the lovely Eleanor for Peter's handling of Peter's goal?
Eleanor is a lady of renown, who is well known for being able to pass off people and sort of discharge folk out of the way if she's not got time. And obviously she's sitting there at Pedro's desk, mate. So no, you were excellent with her. And listen, they'll work for us. And as I say, I find it quite suspicious that I thought that I felt a wee bit of parrot mail came my way, maybe a wee while before it sort of broke on Twitter and social media what was going on. I found it quite ironic that a certain Twitter account sort of says, oh, something's going on. One that's usually in the know what's going on and leaked it out, but an absolute travesty that our supporters have been treated like this. And let's end this.
Do you think it's, can I ask you, sorry to interrupt, can I ask you, do you think it's one of a good day to bury bad news with what's come out with the cludgy, or do you think that was just prior to this?
I think you look at the Tim and a person who has nothing to do with the Green Brigade discharged a few bangers, and then a few days later there was blogs released coordinated after Celtic released it. Yeah, well, of course it's a perfect time. The press are all over the place. There's a big story. Now, Glasgow's a city that loves its sports news. if there wasn't the shambolic cash and carry nonsense that's going on at the Big Cush at the moment, they would have tents and Predator planes flying over Celtic Park to get a scoop. The printed press are probably about half the size and power than they were in '94 when they were parking hearses outside Celtic Park, Tommy. So their assets have got to be outside Sky tonight, outside Ibrox. But this is an absolutely appalling decision. And the way I was sitting there, the Celtic Trust have knocked it in the head, basically, just got it 100% correct. And I would just thought, I mean, hopefully, most people that listen to your show and the rest of the social media, I'd like to think we're all a wee bit left-minded and left in the field. I would just, for the love of God, stick with yourself supporters. And I'm not saying they're 100% right all the time. There's a few scamps and rascals, but this is fellow Celtic fans. Could you imagine if it was the old jungle, as we paused the drum says, and they went, right, we're shutting half of this down? This is people who's paid for a season ticket. There's another stadium in Glasgow, there's a stadium in Tynecastle where fans are being basically robbed. You know, clubs are being liquidated and get into administration, and they're buying a product. You know, people at Ibrox have bought a season ticket thinking they're signing 8 players on the 1st of September, who obviously aren't going to be coming. We have put our season ticket money in this year. And what have we got? We've got a chief executive sitting there with £21 million in the bank for the sale of 2 players alone. We now have a dischargement, a displacement of a section of our support. We're looking at vulgar food deals in the stadium. They've put in a couple of Xboxes. They've set up this family section. You know, for me, the placement of the family section where it is was to curtail 111 in the elements, because everybody's wanting in, and it's Adidas hats, it's bucket trainers, it's Stone Island coats. Celtic can't give you any of the free of them, unfortunately. It's a reawakening. I mean, people might think, oh, what does he know about it? I sit above the boys every week and lassies every week. The drums, the percussion, and on Saturday I sent a few wee tweets to a few people. The young team, all the young fans are sitting clapping. I get some of the old guys, and the Green Brigade's getting it louder, they're clapping along to it. And all these goody two-shoes who are sitting there, they're Celtic, they're all these bravado TLC backers when the Green Brigade's doing the football tournaments and doing what Brother Walford did 126 years ago, and inviting the immigrants of Glasgow to come and celebrate being in this fantastic city. Nothing.
I know. The true ambassadors for the club are the fans, the supporters, and tonight I'm calling the Green Brigade just supporters. We're all the Green Brigade, we're all the Green, White and Gold Brigade, right? So, but the thing that dismays me is the internal warfare, the the stance that people are taking. And if people can't see that the position of the board, yeah, you can make a point in a case, we're doing better than that other mob, but doing better and judging yourself in that other mob isn't good enough as a Celtic fan. As a Celtic fan, we should be living to the ethos of Brother Walford and the people who started this club. Like you said, the Green Brigade do that by organising tournaments with people who are marginalised and disenfranchised in this country. And this club, this PLC, don't do that.
Well, you look at, I mean, does everybody in England look at what happened, the mismanagement disaster that happened to Leeds United Football Club? You know, we're looking at a vulgar, allegedly criminal, I'll cover this here in case we get the Wanji bearers turning up, stuff that happened at a stadium in Glasgow. That was nothing to do with Celtic fans, and Celtic fans blindly went to Spelt Parkhead every week. The hardcore, you know, we're talking about, and this is going to sound ridiculous, I'm probably going to sound like my old late father 30 years ago. We've got men who stood on the terraces that go there every week. And for what, you know, they're still going and they're paying their money, and for what to see fellow fans, because that's what it is. And you're at the city before the show. We don't appreciate that the members. The main stand is a place where Catholics have done well, and probably Celtic fans have done well for themselves, could afford a wee seat in the main stand, and everything was hunky-dory, and you had 3 bits of terrace, and it was just a free-for-all. And that's what it was.
You know, and coming, I went to both, right, because my wee uncle, God rest him, for Belfast, he used to come over. My granddad, God rest him, he didn't take me to the games. I was left and my family came over for Belfast, and because he was an old boy, a lot of the time he couldn't stand, so we'd have to take a seat in the stand. So I remember sitting in there, and to be honest, I preferred it when my uncle, as I said, that was my greater uncle, brother to my granddad, God rest him, but my uncle, who went to Seville, and he would take me to into the terracing, and I mean, okay, I love going at any time, but I could always see a difference. I mean, even at that age, you could see a difference, and I mean, sitting down, it's killed. I mean, for me, and the whole, I mean, it came tied in with the PLC and the making money, and we've just lost the people at the top. They've lost track of where we could be and where we should be, and where the Celtic fans want to be. And God help the people running the club. And I don't want it to happen like this, right? But just two scenarios I'll paint now, and then God help the numbers and the people who say when it gets to -5 and -10 on a Wednesday night. God help them, right? The board, I'm saying, is if we don't get Champions League, and if we kick out that Green Brigade, so there's no proper challenge or football at Celtic Park for the rest of the season. If we lose in the thing, the Europa League will not be good for a lot of the panty wetters who are there for the big game experience. And the other thing that you pointed out there so eloquently and brilliantly, people, anytime I go there, I can't take, when there's something, the ball goes out, I can't take my eyes off them. If I'm in another part of the ground, and luckily I've always been kind of close to them, so the noise, and you can see it, and you think, brilliant, I wish I was 20 years younger, because if I was, I'd be jumping in there like a loony, but I'd probably give myself a heart attack. So can I just put this point to you, Parrot? So if those two scenarios, and I'm not wanting them to happen, because God forgive me, I'm not even about to jinx it, but I mean, if we didn't get Champions League and they kick the Green Brigade out, what is that ground going to be like with 10,000 people or less sitting there in the morgue in a freezing temperature? I mean, we're going to get ripped a new one by the media.
I've had, obviously being a good suicider, half my mates think Twitter something Pigeons Day when they're shagging, obviously, they don't do social media and that, and I forward text messages on what's going on. I relay tweets to what's going on, and I thought I sent out a wee group text the day at the 12:13 that the folk that I sent stuff to, and I informed them what was going on. The three of these people, right, they're no, I mean, they're louder and bigger than me, but they don't do media or anything like that. They pay their tickets monthly, and they've said, if they go out, we're not going back. And I'm sitting there, and I would love to know, I might email John Paul about it just to say, well, do you know what? See if the section go out and I'm not going back. I'll take the hit. They might say to me, right, your season ticket was X amount, we'll charge you, all right, I've done one game. They might take 50 quid out of me and say, right, that's it, I'll bring my season ticket, pay the X amount of money back and stick it. Because that's what you do for a fan. You'll never walk alone or not to words, Tommy. You might not agree with them, you know what I mean? You might sit beside somebody with BO or somebody who takes whiskey and their mellow birds, but when that stadium rocks, you know, when we were there in the bad days in the 90s and there was a few thousand days I was standing there in the cold, you know, when I could go if I was at home. But you knew that was your hardcore, and the people, the only way out with the Green Brigade now you get a good day out is with away support, because every seat's vital and no seat is wasted. So I'm willing to go and say, you know what, I'd like to think that's when there was issues last year. If I was seen getting lobbed out the ground or whatever, I'm sure that people sitting below me, and there's guys listening to this I know who would say, right, that's out of order, that's a liberty, because when our ancestors blasted after the boat 126, 140 years ago for whatever pit of Europe became for, we had nothing, and that's the reason why we've lasted, because we don't listen to foots within reason. And I'm not saying that there's got to be issues ironed out. I say standing area, the pyros or whatever, that it can be done, but not the way that people who's, they've paid money and being told, yeah, you're moving seat, if you don't like it, you can get a rebate. Now, we remember this happened a few years ago in Newcastle, where there was a section of fans who were moved up into the lap of the gods when they built a new stand, and this made the broadsheet newspapers, but it didn't really happen at Celtic Park. It was sort of loosely put out. So this isn't just about the Green Brigade, this is about the whole what's going on at Celtic, and where there has been fantastic progress in the Kerrydale bar. I was in it the other day, which is okay, it's good for travelling support. The fantastic appointment of John Paul, which gives people a wee chance, an interactive person who will deal with you and debate with you, and hopefully everybody's civil to the guy, to let us move and progress things on. But at the end of the day, for the love of God, you will never walk alone. But you're going to watch your fellow fans getting booted at the ground, and you're going to sit there on your fat arse drinking your Diet Coke and your £9 hot dog and be Celtic. Absolutely no chance, mate. I'd rather stand at Barrafield with a tambourine and sing Lena Martell.
It can be arranged, mate. It can be arranged. It probably is going to get arranged for us.
I'm going to go and think last and be up your arse, mate. But listen, I'm actually, I tell you that, I'm up the Ponderosa now. I'm up the Chateau. Celtic Park's looking at Brazilian, and what a night it is. We should be celebrating. Mordor should be shutting down for it at last. And once again, you know, employees of the club, that's all they are. Employees of ours, they work for us.
Servants.
And they're servants. They're servants. At a time when they'll get more lords. They'll get more lords in that boardroom than they've got at an English cricket ground. Middle class people dictating to the most socially aware football team in Scotland what we
are the establishment club. We are the establishment club now. I mean, the former establishment club has fallen from its perch, and it seems to me that the suits in there are happy to take that mantle on, and it's a sad mantle to take on, don't you think?
No, do you know the difference between Parkhead and Ibrox, mate?
Go ahead.
See if they film a Phoenix Night Series 3 and they get Brian Potter in a wheelchair wheeled in the front door, that'll be the only difference when Murray had fucking Ibrox, mate. That's what's happening at Celtic Park.
Sad, mate. We've lost our club, mate. I've said it for a number of years. I've seen the signs there. We've started. I mean, it all coincides with what happened under Fergus, and fair play saved as he came in. But the seeds were sown then that he wanted in, and I can see the wisdom of it. But it's backfiring majorly, because when you put people in there who are in it for the money, in it for the wage. I mean, okay, Mr. Lawwell turned down Arsenal and the millions there, but he's on a hefty packet. He's got a lovely big course. He's done well out of Celtic, but Celtic done well out of him? I don't think so, because in the grand scheme of things,
obviously I've had a Mellow Birds view in real life, and I might come across as people I talk to on Twitter and I talk on these shows. They must think I'm some mad miller or something like that.
Yeah, you're off your nut. You're off your nut.
I'm just an average scamp scaffer, right? I go to the games and that's it. But for the end of the day, there's a line being crossed, and when my fellow supporter has been persecuted and been
persecuted. We've been oppressed here. It's shocking, but we've been oppressed. We've been oppressed from inside. Our club has been stolen. There's been a coup d'etat. Celtic fans have been sleeping here. We've got fat on the jelly and ice cream. We've become divided. And a day, like you say, when we should be celebrating, Mordor is going to be getting shut again. They can't afford the roof bills. They can't afford any bills. They're in civil fecking war. It's all out war. When have you ever heard a Rangers manager saying that about a director? Never. It's absolute pandemonium, and we are causing it amongst ourselves. You're having a laugh, PLC.
How comes towns like Celtic Trusts only get like 8,500 folk? Right now they're our moral guardians, everything that's going on, and they can get in there and engage. How comes they've only got 8,500? But some player turns up for the continent, signs for Celtic, tweets a picture of him and his new squaw sitting in Starbucks, and he's got 30,000 followers. It's up to every Celtic supporter. I'm not saying contact Lobo and say, right, here, take my season ticket back and all. As wee Polly tweeted earlier, mate, why not all it? And that's it. I would rather be up Celtic and be able to look people in the eye who
how about a sit-in? How about a sit-in? We can do. Why not do a sit? I'm at McGahey sit-in next game. All in, stay in. We do a sit-down protest. We might as well do it now by the photo of the frostbite sits in. But we all take our tents. We say, no, we're just going, we're camping outside, and then we put up our tents. We're here for the night. We're here for the fucking night. Kick us out if you want. But it's a peaceful protest. I sit down.
See if you look at it, I mean, it's in that at the moment, and guys like Glasgow Road and all that have said, Flag Day and Saturday, a fantastic Celtic man, a real Celtic man like John Keane, as Paul Larkin would say, put £1 million in. What has people like Lawwell and Brannan and Hamilton, they've only taken it for Celtic. They've never put a penny into Celtic in their life. Employees. And they give a wee bit of inside information to a few Twitter accounts and a few of these undercounts. You know yourself, Tommy, you went to Park, you just stood in the terrace and all of a sudden it's became the big Fenian Bang Theory. Oh, I do blogs. Oh, I run a website. Oh, I'm in the know about who's Celtic signing. Well, you're absolutely fucking out of luck, mate, because we're signing nothing. £21 million in the bank, sitting in an interest, and we're watching a substandard, and we're sitting watching a substandard product, mate. So,
and not one of the panty wearers has got a pair of cojones to come on and challenge anything that you've said or anything I've said. It's 0141 416 1888. So it shows you that they've got no cojones for a debate.
But anyway, no, I just finish off with Tommy. I said in a tweet, and Paddy Brennan retweeted it, right? There's people who love Celtic, and there's people who be loved by Celtic. So see a lot of them, right? Absolutely. See if you follow me on Twitter, if I follow you, I disagree with you say, get your Celtic Anderson. I'm past Cairn. Fans have been let down here.
Stay calm.
Stay calm. I don't care if they're wearing
solidarity, brother.
If they're wearing bucket hats, if they're wearing Mo Bangura t-shirts. One out, all out, mate, and I'll leave it. I'm sitting up there. I'll tweet you a nice wee picture of Celtic Park in the sunshine, by the way, and then I'll leave it at that, and I'll listen in comedy. But absolutely fantastic work as ever. And get the Celtic Trust a few thousand more, mate. God love them. No need anything we can get in the dark days to come, pal.
Indeed. Right, God bless you.
No party, no party, no parrot. No, I mean, no pyro, no party. And God bless.
Last question. You gave them your money less than a month ago. If you're pulling your money out, if you're coming out, if it's all out, are you taking your money back?
I'll tell you that. See if people see if it goes down the line of people saying, right, I've seen a couple of the young team tweeting, coming down ultra scam saying that they're finished with Celtic and all that. I'll go with a bit of a statement. As I say, that there's people. I went out there and listen, I'm not making myself out to fucking the Fenian Joan of Arc here or anything, but at last season, your support were let down and victimised and the boys recorded games, and people said, "Oh, I love Celtic and I love the Green Brigade," and they sat there in that stadium and fellow fans were outside. I stood outside with them, you know what I mean? And as a fans to me, they're nothing more. They're noisy fans. They've got drums. They produce atmosphere. You know what I mean? I was lucky. We seen the jungle. A lot of folk listen to this, didn't they, mate? And I'll leave it at that, mate. But keep up the good work, brother. I have a wee mellow buzz for you up in the middle. MD in the chat room disagrees with me. I'm awful sorry, but that's the way life goes, isn't it? He'll be home, mate.
God bless. Speak to you soon.
Ta-ra.
Right, stay there. Get this crackpot on there. Stay there, crackpots. Come on, you hurry up. Enough of your fan dancing about. Just pick up the phone and let's get it going. This guy I spoke to earlier on today. Come on. Pick up now, you know you want to.
Is the Vodafone voice?
Away you go, you crackpot. Right, hold on, we'll see if this good brother spoke to him, or text him earlier on, see if we can get him on that. Stay there.
Hello.
Hello.
How's it going?
Yeah, not bad. Stevie.
What's happening?
How you doing, brother? It's yourself, Glasgow Road from Twitter. How you doing, brother?
Not bad, yourself?
Yeah, getting by. Long time no here, mate. You take a wee sabbatical there for a while on the old Twitter?
I had a wee season break to myself, Tommy, aye.
Good stuff, mate. Good stuff. What's your take, you know, this? Have you any viewpoints on the Cardigan, the Green Brigade, all things Celtic?
No viewpoints on the Cardigan at all. Couldn't give a fuck about them. Let them rot. Wouldn't even give them the airtime of the press.
Quite right.
The most sickening thing about it all is we've got our self-confessed super Celtic, super bloggers all over Twitter. Sefco, the Cardigan Walter this, the same day when our own PLC board are shiting all over our own support. Stinking.
The phrase I put there to the parrot, they probably sat behind it and thought this is a good day to bury bad news, as we've heard that before, and that's obviously clearly their thinking.
It's a perfect day. Huns are in the news, Huns are all over. Perfect day to sneak it out. Our own media team and our own board are off to Europe, to Sweden for a few days. It's 19 days to our next home match. You know?
Perfectly coordinated plan from Peter. Perfect.
And
time to perfection.
Yeah, and totally coordinated like a spin doctor would do. It's like Alistair Campbell sitting there as a pre-coordinated attempt, like you said, no game for a good few weeks. The back papers, if it was in any other day, I mean, the phrase comes from a good day to spin bad news, is because the back paper, the front paper, it was all covered in 9/11, so they knew it was a good day to break the bad news, and that's what he's done. He's just looked at that same book and said, here we go, we'll bury the bad news because it's going to be covered everywhere. The waistcoat is gone. I mean, we don't want to talk about it. And like you say, it's totally unprecedented that the Celtic fans, the thing that's going to stew my nut in is, I mean, it's bad enough what they've done, but it's going to be this division. And you and Parrott have called them out for what they are, and they're welcome to phone 01414161888. But this division between is going to be a them and us. It's not a good idea. It's not a good road to go down. But do you think?
It certainly isn't. But,
I mean, they're going through civil war. We're heading down civil war. Is there anything that you think we could do to avoid it, Steve?
Avoid what's been done?
Avoid an all-out civil war, because I mean, Rangers are going through it now, we can see it, but it's never been done before where Celtic fans have been excluded or kicked out their seats or told they're not really welcome, and we can see that now. I mean, is there anything that can be done to bring the two sides together? How can we get to a better conclusion?
That relationship's beyond repair as far as I'm concerned, but
what's the way forward?
Go on in the current climate without the Green Brigade. No way in this earth. There is well changing the sign at the front door to welcome to the Morp, just you imagine, say for instance we go out on Wednesday night.
Oh dear.
You know what I mean? No Green Brigade, no European football.
It's not worth thinking about.
But what's that part going to be like coming winter?
That's what I said to Parrott. I put that point exactly to Parrott. It's like you said it there, it's a morgue. But I mean, there's no way out. I mean, there's such huge divisions and chasms between the people running the club and the fans. Is there anything that can be done to bridge that, or do you think it is headed for all-out civil war between us? If they ban
for all-out war, but this has been coming for over a year, Tommy. It's been coming like a juggernaut as well after last year's debacle, But the problem we've got is the current custodians of our football club, and it's our football club. They're no Celtic men; they're businessmen. They don't think like me, don't think like you, don't think like the guys on the terrace. As far as Peter's Lawwell's concerned, he'd love a stadium full of corporates, And the Green Brigade's only part of his process. He's been set out to smash him for over a year, maybe even longer. Over a year, as far as I was aware, anyway.
And
sad. The sickening thing is all the Celtic fans concentrating on Twitter and on forums and everything else, pissing themselves laughing at Rangers, when really what's happened today is I might be blown out of proportion, but in my eyes it's one of the saddest days in the history of our club, where our board see fit to do this to our own supporters, and they can hide behind and masquerade all the safety concerns and all the other claptrap under the sun. Peter Lawwell has been trying to smash the Green Brigade for a long, long time. And this is just another cowardly step on his way to do it.
I've tried to get a hold of Mr. Lawwell today, tried to speak nicely to Eleanor, gave my number, probably won't get a phone call. Am I barking up the wrong tree? Because is Mr. Lawwell acting in orders for Mr. Dermot Desmond?
I don't think so. I don't think Dermot Desmond will even be remotely up to speed with this situation. Peter Lawwell's remit is to create a pure and decent product to bring to England, and in his eyes, he's obviously saying the Green Brigade's a blot on that. That's only my view. That's only my view on it. Who in their right mind would sit in that stadium on a match day? Say, for instance, on Saturday there, and look round that stadium and see that end, see the colour, see the noise, see what they bring to that stadium. Even in European nights last year, everything was starting over in that corner. Us, as a Celtic supporter in that stadium, have become reliant on their guys. I'd dread to think what it's going to be without them.
To take the devil's advocate stance here, since we've not got any panty wetters want to phone in and challenge 01414161888, but to take the devil's advocate viewpoint, if there was no Green Brigade, do you think then that would allow our Celtic fans who are sitting there all silently now, but do you think they're capable generating an atmosphere without the Green Brigade? Because bear in mind, last season there was a game with the Green Brigade, a couple of games was there, when they weren't there. I wasn't at the games, but were you there, brother? Did you see them? And what was the atmosphere like?
I was there. I mean, at times there was, obviously, when you get a corner or when they charge up the park or when there's a wee burst or something, but there's going to be nothing ever again to the level of what they guys have brought to your football club. You'll never have anything like that again. That was cherished what they gave us. And it was getting bigger, and it was getting stronger, and it was getting louder. And I'm afraid the hacks in the suits and the shiny black brogues sitting up there did not like it. And he's tried everything in his armour to pull them, as well as manipulating the two main supporters' bodies, one of which I was part of, one of which I was privy to see it firsthand. That man's hate, I don't mind using that word, that man's hate.
You would go strong, sorry, can I just repeat that there, right? You come on here and just say something extraordinary. And just to ask you to reiterate it if you want, Stevie, but you're saying Mr. Lawwell's hate for Celtic fans. I mean, forget that they're no Green Brigade, they're Celtic fans. If you're a pantwetter, they're a Celtic fan, but can you categorically say that he's got bad feelings against people who are just ordinary Celtic fans? Is he as bad as that then?
Yes, he has. Yes. Sat in his company when he's called them Neds, thugs, hoodlums. These are fellow Celtic fans. These are the guys that spent 2 nights creating that Barcelona display, which he then lied about and claimed that he had paid for it underhand, and, just complete and utter, just skullduggery. And a liar. Not fit for purpose at my football club, I'm afraid.
A liar and not fit for purpose. So, would you... How can we go about getting rid of some of that? Do we do a petition? Do we get on to Mr. Desmond? Do we suggest? I mean, how can we? I said earlier on, they've performed a coup d'etat for taking over our club. How can we reciprocate that? Because bear in mind, it was only 19 years ago we get rid of a corrupt board that nearly killed us. We're not in that position. But in a position to mobilise, stand strong with enough people to do something of effect, and how would we go about it? Can you give us an idea, brother? Because I'm at a loss, I'm as mad and as angry as yourself and the parrot earlier on. But what can be done constructively to take it forward, in your opinion?
I'm not sure. You need to let the dust settle on this one, Tommy, and then see how it's. But I mean, people should be asking questions of the two main supporters' bodies and asking them. You represent us. You don't represent Peter Lawwell. You don't represent the club. You don't represent the board. Supporters Association and affiliation represent the support. Represent the guys with their scarves, the guys buying drums, the guys singing songs, no matter what section of the park they sit in. So it's time we heard from them, because this is a major thing that's happened tonight when our own club has internally attacked our own support. So I'd be expecting some strong statements and stances from the two main organisations pretty soon. Or, which I think will be the case, you'll hear nothing. It'll be half-hearted and it'll be for the party line because they've got too much to lose.
And they're on message, obviously.
Which is another travesty in itself.
For people who don't know, what organisation were you part of? And if you want to share, I mean, a lot of people will have known what happened with yourself because it was publicised, but what was your organisation you were part of?
I was part of the affiliation.
The Celtic Supporters Affiliation. And
yes.
And who's the leaders of that just now? Who's the head honchos there? Is there someone there?
I'm not sure the name of the head honchos at the minute. I've not even followed what's happened since the AGM or nothing, so I couldn't even be in a position to say who the leaders are at the minute. I've not even followed them, I've not even took notice, but they're easily accessible through their website. All the contact details will be there.
And how representative of the Celtic fan base are they? I mean, in percentage terms, I mean, how many members have they got? Are you privy to that?
Members-wise, you're into single thousands, less than 10,000, but well up there anyway. It's a big percentage of the support, and obviously the two main associations cater for almost, I'd say, 60 to 70% of your travel and support. So it's a hardcore of your support that these people are meant to be representing, I'm not calling them out and saying they're bad people or anything. All I'm saying is, tonight or tomorrow morning, we should be seeing the people who represent the support speaking up on behalf of the support. And you're a Celtic supporter, regardless of where you sit in the stadium, whether you sit in the front stand, whether you sit in the north stand, whether you sit in 111, whether you sit in 404, you're a Celtic supporter. And I'd like to think the people who get the privileges, who are meant to represent us, should be doing that tonight with a loud voice.
Well, I think this is a drawing the line in the sand moment. So the line has been drawn by the PLC. Now you can choose where you want to stand. Do you stand shoulder to shoulder with people who care passionately and want to sing and dance and have a bit of fun? I mean, my thing is, I keep saying I put the fun into fundamentalism. Well, for me, when I was away, the reason why I grew in love with it was because I had fun. Right? And if you're telling people they can't have fun to come along to a game, then what's it all about? If you're dictating to people and being a fascist, what's it all about? And I think what you said there, we have to make our points, like you, Parrot, myself, and other people and organisations, like you said, the affiliation, whoever else, the trust has come out and said it. Wait for the Green Brigade, obviously, to convene, put them out. And when everybody can say, then you've got your panty wetters, you've got your PLC, the line's been drawn, and then let the action commence. No the battle, because we're not in a fight, we're not in a war to the death. It's the Mankey mob are in open revolt and civil war. What we have to do is get a peaceful conclusion, and the Celtic board have to understand, and I think this is what we have to do now, is put our feelings across and let it be unanimous. And God willing, I hope it is, that but that we can all see that if there was to be a vote, I mean, I don't know how we're going to do it, but if it was to be 60%, 70% said the Green Brigade stay as we are and get a better compromise, surely the majority goes and the panty wetters, whoever against it, see that, well, this is a majority. And I think, God willing, if all the people stand up and be counted and make their opinions, then the PLC, because like you stated at the start, they're in it for the money. And if we're not coming to their ground and not giving them money, they're on a shookily peg, because they're in it for the money, like you said.
Absolutely. The only time I think Peter Lawwell or any is hangers-on will stand up and notice is if the money dries up.
So we've got the power as consumers, because that's what they've reduced us to, and that's the part I object to. I mean, apart from dividing the jersey and giving it the same as Magners, they've sold us out for years and years and years. And it's time.
They've never once stood up for us as a club and as supporters. As a club, as in, we are the club. We're the club. Whether you go to Celtic Park or no, whether you live in Australia, you live in America, and you're listening to fanzines and blogs and you buy merchandise, you're a Celtic supporter. I don't like using the Celtic family tag. I don't kind of quite grab that, but it has to mark, if you know what I mean. We're a world-wide fan base, but those people in charge of the club have misrepresented us and have done for a couple of years now. The Huns have blatantly, along with the governing bodies, tore up the rule book and absolutely shat on every single person that's ever been involved in Scottish football. And our club sat on their hands and done fuck all. Done absolutely nothing. Not a peep. But they can put plenty of efforts into getting rid of a section of their own support. Something's just not right for me.
And like you said, the priorities to Celtic fans, I saw someone there, I need to listen into the Zombies greeting, even when I put the point to them and other people as well. Well, it's on playback, you can listen to them at a later stage. I mean, Celtic fans, I've done tours here, about to pass it over to Homeboys, who God willing will do another couple of hours. And I mean, like you said, it's for the fans. I'm doing it because, I love Celtic and I don't like being patronised like the mainstream media have done, so I'm offering up an alternative, and God bless you, brother, for supporting me, coming on to the CUD, talking about it, putting your views across passionately, because people who proclaim to love our club, take the money, they're just mere servants. They're doing themselves an injustice. I mean, they're human beings. Surely they can hear that we're hurting, Celtic fans, the Green Brigade. I mean, I can only feel, I feel terrible for the lads, because I know what it's like to be rejected. I mean, I faced a life of being a salesman, told no, go away, and rejection's a hard thing to deal with. I mean, some of them will only be young boys, other ones, I mean, I've heard it's a wide mix, and the way they get together and they have meetings, and it's like a true democracy, the way they do stuff, and to treat them in a fascist way, to ostracise them, to go down this road, it's been the wrong thing to do. And I just hope as human beings that the board can hear the cry from the Green Brigade and ordinary fans, and the cry has to be, it's no surrender to it. It's not about no surrender, it's about we're standing together, you'll never walk alone. That is our tune. What part did the PLC not get? That we're going to stand together, the majority will stand together, because if you serve an injustice on one of us, like the Parrot says, if we're all out, if one's out, we're all out, and This is what
should be one out, all out, and that's the attitude. But sadly, that won't be taken, because for everyone else who's got this attitude, there'll be somebody else who's willing to sit tight and say, "Oh no, they're bad boys." You know. But
well, then the truth will come then in the next game.
I'm concerned, it's Peter's iron fist, Tommy. Peter's iron fist, and everybody's under Peter's iron fist. Every single person who works for that football club, through each department, is on Peter's iron fist. And even the season ticket holders and everything, the whole that stadium is under Peter's iron fist. But he can't control the Green Brigade. And he certainly now will not be able to control the tidal wave of fans who are with the Green Brigade.
No. Well, his iron fist is going to be...
something else before I go. I'm just outside my local junior football park. I'm going to get to pay my £4 and put some money in the grassroots football tonight, and I'm going to get a couple of pints down down.
God bless.
Might end up back in fags at this rate, but...
God bless.
Before I go, Tommy, the forefathers of the football club, and even the guys who had the sight to get Michael Davitt, Irish Patriots, to lay sods of turf on our football park, our holy ground, they guys must be turning in their graves tonight with the current people who wear Celtic ties and blazers in charge of your club, because they're making me sick to the pit of my stomach.
Listen, that iron fist that Pedro has got will be we've took it away from people with far dastlier deeds have done worse than what he's done. I mean, this ranks up there to ostracise a fan. It ranks up there with the lowest of the low. It does really, but God willing, the truth will out, and these people who are selling our souls out to Mammon and doing bad to our club, then God willing, the truth will out, and the Celtic fans will be united against them. And even it won't take us all. I mean, like you say, some of the panty waiters may stay in, but if enough people leave, then it will be enough of a financial hit that maybe the iron fist that he's got will have to loosen a bit. But listen, thanks, brother, for joining me. No chance. Right, no chance. We're going to do our best. I'm not going to give up.
Celtic's media department, I'll guarantee you, Celtic's media department are going to Champions League mode for the next 72 hours. You'll not get a peep. Everything will be rosy. Everything will be wonderful in the land of corporate European football. A fucking wake-up call I need. Hopefully they get it.
Right, God bless, bro. You go and take it easy, right?
No bother, Tommy.
Hail, God bless.
Speak to you.
Speak to you. There you go. We're finishing up the show. The Hail Media crew are coming on. And the last two brothers that we've had on, if you've got priorities that you want to go and listen to zombies greeting when you can listen to it another time, when our club is under attack from within, time of celebration, and we've been shafted. It's not on, it's not good, it's not big. Right, we're playing out Billy Noel, Super Scoreboard. Are you bored with it? Well, join me tomorrow, around about 6 o'clock. Around about 6 o'clock for a couple of hours. Join me tomorrow. Over to Hail Media. Back your side, Sack Clyde. God bless. Tell 10 to tell 10.
Something Mr. Keevans didn't like. He cut me off, but I might try again tonight. I asked him if the new call had a history. He started saying things that made no sense to me, and all I wanted was a bit of clarity. The phone went silent. Well, I'm not violent.
Super Scoreboard, your program is shite. Super Scoreboard, your program is shite.
Mention Sevco, you depart. I tried again tonight, and all I had to know was Ali good enough, or did he have to go? Hugh blew a gasket and he banned me from the show. I wasn't sorry. Now I watch Corey.
Super Scoreboard, your program is shite. Super Scoreboard, your program is shite.
In my house and in my car, I find the panel's views bizarre.
Europa League would have an adverse effect on Celtic in the SPL, and it has. But John, if you're a man at all, you'll be back on here Monday night after the Motherwell game if Motherwell have won. And you tell me that Celtic 6 points behind Motherwell, 15 behind Rangers. You come back then and tell me that Celtic will win this.
Super Scoreboard, your programme is shite. Super Scoreboard, your programme is shite.
Your verbal crap has got to go. Slow-witted men and holy joes. If you don't want the status quo, listen to Tommy in Glasgow's show.
A thing of the past. You are a thing of the past. Super Scoreboard, your programme is shite. 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 Super Scoreboard, your programme
Right,
is
thank you everyone. Thank you everyone. Sorry for the language here. Try to be a good boy this fella, try to be a good boy, but hey, you got to let him off with that. That's beautiful, just a beautiful tune as well. Billy Noel. Right, over to the homeboys, till 10 to till 10, back tomorrow night. God bless. Thank you very much. Hail, hail. Celtic RB.